share of laughter through the pain. But look at us now, on a Sunday time. Have we seen our finest hour? Good times surely will come. All I know is people talk without listening. What I'm saying is life's too short to live in these extremes. Have we seen our finest hour? Good times surely will come. And all through the night I wondered and waited.
Say fake news. Boston wrestling is fake news.
Divided we fall to wait here for you, holding it together, just like a desert flower, waiting on the rain to come. And all I know is anger, lies, confusion. And what I'm saying is you don't realize what this means. Have we seen our finest hour? Good times surely will come. Just like a desert flower, waiting on the rain to come.
Here I am again. I hope y'all didn't get too bored with me running my mouth. You know, Tony Atlas loved to talk. And people say, Tony, why you like to talk so much? I'm not going to be here long. You know, I hope I'll be here till I reach 100, but in this world, you never know. I mean, I had a conversation with King Kong Bundy before he passed. Now he's gone. I talked to my good friend Rocky Johnson before he died. Now he's gone. I talked to Jimmy Snuka. Now he's gone. S.D. Jones. So I figured that there ain't many guys around that wrestle in the 70s and 80s. So I just want to tell people, give people the stories that were told in dressing room, things that I experienced over the year. So along with my help here, you know, Larry, he tried to keep me on track on certain things because sometimes I get off, you know, into Wonderland there. Uh, because one time I took this IQ test, and the doctor told me if my IQ was 1 point less, I'd be a banana. Another time, I wouldn't lie. He said I'd be a banana. Another time, the doctor would give me a blood test. I stayed up all night to study for it. So, you know, I'm not the brightest kid on the block. You know, I never have been. But my mother said, "Boy, you're a slow learner. It take you a long time to learn something, but once you learn it, you know it better than the person that taught it to you." And she said, "You got one thing that very few people got." And that one thing my mother always said I had was common sense. So I try to look at everything from a common sense point of view, even though sometimes I don't even have common sense, you know, and I don't realize that I don't have it, and that I do something. But I'm the type of guy that I take responsibility for everything that I do wrong in my life, and I try to give credit to those that helped me along the way. That's why you hear me talk about Johnny Weaver, Sandy Scott, George Scott, Wahoo McDaniel, Black Jack Mulligan, Johnny Valentine, because all these people they put you know, they put faith in me, and they went through a lot of stuff. One of the guys I would love for y'all to talk to, I'm gonna try to next year or whenever if I'm still around, I'm gonna try to get him to even if I had to pay for it out of my own pocket to fly him up. And this was David Crockett. Now David Crockett, Jim Crockett, they ran Mid Atlantic Championship Wrestling, and a lot of us got our start there. You know, Johnny Valentine, I talked about him a lot, 'cause he was one of the biggest stars. Wahoo McDaniel became a big star there. Ric Flair, that's where he got his career. He started in Mid Atlantic. Well, he really started in Minneapolis with Vern Gagne, but uh, he got his big break, when they had a plane crash. In fact, Flair was on a plane when it went down in Wilmington, South Carolina, I believe it was. South Carolina or North Carolina was Wilmington. And, and he took Johnny Valentine's place. Now, to take Johnny Valentine's place, you had to be an extraordinary performer. And Flair, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, in his heyday, he was the best this business ever seen back in them days. I mean, this is before Stone Cold Steve Austin, this was before Hulk Hogan, but during that time, a wrestler had to promote themselves. We didn't have the hype that they have now. When I first went to the WWF, was ran by Vince McMahon Sr., it was up to the wrestler to get the crowd going, to really get the people, worked up. So what we did got the people worked up. Now, if you watch the WWE, how they get the people worked up, they set off them damn firecrackers. Boom, boom, scare the hell out of you. And then when the crowd started to come down a little bit, they shoot off more fireworks or what do you call them? That gum thing that Vince shoot off.
Pyro.
Pyro, yeah, they do all that pyro. They use pyro and music and this and that and that and that to get all this going. In my day, when I walked through that rope, there was no pyro, there was no firecrackers, there was no horn blowing, there was no music playing. It was me, and I had to get them people off their butts and on their feet. I had to entertain these people. I had 15 to 20 minutes to do it. Within the 15, 20 minutes, I had to make them mad, make them happy, make them laugh, and make them be serious. I have to hit all the human emotion. A good match tests all human emotion. If a person don't laugh, that's an emotion left out. If a person don't get mad, that's an emotion left out. If a person is not happy, that's an emotion left out. So to have a good wrestling match the way I was taught by the old timers. Now these guys, as Larry could tell you, I'm having to read off some stuff. Larry, while I'm flapping off at the gums here, just go with just the first pages of some of these guys and read off some of the birthday of these guys. Now, the reason that I do this, so y'all can understand my way of thinking, because you only learn from your teachers. If your teacher was born in 1950, then you ain't gonna learn nothing about the 40s. He wasn't around. If your teacher was born in 1990, you ain't gonna learn nothing about 1980. He wasn't around. Only thing he can tell you what he hears, but not what he's experienced. And experience is the best teacher. You could tell me anything. You could tell me, hey Tony, the stove is hot. Now I could take your word for it, believe the stove is hot, or I could touch it and get my ass burnt. Then I know it's hot. Because I experienced burning my hand on the stove because I was too stupid to listen to you at the beginning. I decided I'm going to test that stove to find out for myself. Well, that's how Tony learned everything. Now, in my day, they called a person like me that I went to schools of hard knocks. That means it's hard for me to learn some stuff. But anyway, I'm going to let Larry tell you some of the when the guy was born and when he started wrestling, so y'all can understand when I talk, I'm not talking about what y'all see today because I know nothing about today. I just learned Mark Henry taught me how to use a cell phone in 2008. I mean, how to know how to use a cell phone? Larry Huntley taught me how to use a computer, and I still learning about 6 months ago. So, y'all, they're trying to bring me up to the world of technology. I'm an old dinosaur. Who's the first one there, Larry?
Johnny Weaver.
Johnny Weaver.
He was born in 35, and he started wrestling in 57. He was 22.
1957, his first match.
1957.
Now, while he's on Johnny Weaver, I'm going to tell a quick Johnny Weaver story. See, by doing this, I can keep myself on track, don't drive myself and drive you guys crazy. Johnny Weaver was, I would say, the smartest wrestler that I met during that time. People used to always say Johnny Weaver got a good head on his shoulder. So I'm going to tell you some of the things, not exactly in order, that Johnny Weaver told me. We ride down the street one day, and Johnny Weaver said, one day, Tony, one day, this whole business is going to change. You're going to have guys in the ring wrestling, and some guy going to come out and go, hit the board, go, cut, do it this way, do it that way. He told me that in 1975. In 1995, 20 years later, I saw that. Johnny Weaver told me about it 20 years earlier that's where the business was going to go. Another thing that Johnny Weaver told me, just show you how things was back in the 70s. We ride down the street, and that was during, I think, around 76, 77, when they had that gas shortage. We had odd and even day. If you got an odd number on your license plate, like a 5, you could get gas on Monday, and then Tuesday was an even. So if you got a 6, the last number on your plate was a 6, you get gas. They had what's called this gas shortage. That's when they cut down the cars, made cars a lot smaller stuff. Was around in the 70s. Well, anyway, Johnny Weaver, when I first started wrestling, gas was like 38 cents a gallon. So I'm on one day, we stopped to get some gas. And Johnny Weaver came back. And Johnny Weaver said, I can't believe how hard gas is getting. I just paid 60 cents a gallon for gas. He said, one day gas gonna be $1 a gallon. He said, when it get to $1 a gallon, I'm gonna stop driving and get me a bicycle. $1 a gallon. Another time I'm riding with Johnny Weaver because time was different then. I mean, prices of things was not what it is, not what it is today. Life was affordable. So you didn't have to make a lot of money in order to do good. Another time we riding with Johnny Weaver, and we couldn't get the hotel that we went to was all booked up, the one that we regularly stay in. So Rick Flair said, "Hey, they got room at the Holiday Inn." So Johnny Weaver said, "Oh, you think you could?" He said, "Flair said, well, I'm on my way there now." He said, "I'll make sure that that they hold your room." And Johnny said, "Okay, thank you, Rick." So we went to go check into the hotel room. The lady said, Johnny Weaver said, well, I need a room with 2 beds. We're going to share the room. So the lady came out. She gave Johnny Weaver. Johnny filled out the paper and everything. And she said, "That'd be $32, please." Johnny go, "What? $32? I just want to sleep here. I don't want to buy the place. Come on, Tony. We could find another place somewhere." So we drove around for about 2 hours until he found a place that fit his. But back to him in 75, 76, $35 was too much for a hotel room. You can't buy a meal for that now. When I bought my first new car, I paid $10,000 for it. Johnny Weaver said you could buy a house for it. In fact, most of the houses you get a house for 11, 12, $15,000. You can buy yourself a house. When I tell the story about Ric Flair with the tailor-made suit, he paid $300 for just a jacket. Just a jacket. Well, I was wearing suits back then too, but I paid $80 for the jacket, the vest, and the pants. You had $100 suit on back then, bro. That was big money. Spending $100 for one suit of clothes. That's how a pair of blue jeans was, overalls, whatever you want to call them, blue jeans, what denims, whatever you want to call them, $5 for denims. You buy a pair of sneakers, $10. Ain't nobody pay no $100 for no sneakers back in my day. Them things were totally, totally uh, uh, unheard of. Well, Johnny Weaver was pretty much my mentor. He the one we used to ride up down the street. And he loved country music. Merle Haggard was his favorite. Now, my favorite back in them days was David Ollie Cole. But he loved Merle Haggard. He would listen to Merle Haggard. He'd give him a big chew of Red Man or a big chew of Chattanooga Chew. His jaw would sit out here, listen to country music. And sometimes I would be singing with Johnny Weaver. He'd go back to the dressing room. He'd brag, "Hey, he's coming along great. Hey, sing that song for us, Tony. Go ahead, sing that song." So I would sing, "If heaven ain't locked like Dixie, I don't want to go. If heaven ain't locked like Dixie, I just as soon stay home. If they don't have a grand old opera like they do in Tennessee, just sing me to hell in New York City. He'll be about to sing to me." And we sung all the songs. One of his favorite records, I just listened to the thing over and over and over to Johnny Weaver. One of his favorite records was Red-Headed Stranger by Willie Nelson. Because it was a story. Most country music is a story behind it. So he used to play that over and over and over, and I would sing along with him. We stop at these old truck stop and get something to eat. He'd be chewing that tobacco and spitting and chewing and singing and spitting, talking on the CB, spitting tobacco juice all over the TV stuff. So we had this one town we used to go through. I can't remember the town was between Raleigh. Now Flair probably remember, because he got him too. Between Raleigh and Charlotte. And we used to go to TV. We did TV on Tuesday night We did Raleigh house show, the house show Tuesday night, and then Wednesday we stay over and do the TV taping on Wednesday. So the guy will be driving to Raleigh on Tuesday, and then we stay over Tuesday night and do Wednesday TV. So we had this one town we would go through, and everybody knew this policeman. His name was Agwater. Agwater was his name. And he had gave every wrestler a ticket. Every wrestler. Because the speed limit then, like I said, was 55 miles per hour. So Johnny was talking and singing one day, and talking and singing. All of a sudden the lights come on. So Johnny pulled over. He got caught by Agwater. Johnny was doing 56. 1 mile over the speed limit.
Are you serious?
Yes, Agwater would stop you if you were doing
a
half. That was, well, he had that reputation. We all knew it. We used to laugh about it. It was no, back then, you pay on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't get no mark on your license. It wasn't like it was today. So you would pay Agwater, you know.
He just wanted money.
Well, that was Agwater.
Yeah.
I mean, we all loved him. So Johnny going to try to talk his way out of a ticket. So Johnny stood outside, and him and Agwater, they laughing and joking and patting each other on the back. And Johnny went in the trunk, gave him an autograph picture. Johnny asked me to give him an autograph picture. I gave him an autograph picture. Johnny gave him an autograph picture. He spent an hour just laughing and joking with old Agwater. So then Johnny finally shook hands, and Agwater waved at Johnny. Johnny waved at Agwater. Johnny got hit the car. He put up a number. He still gave me a damn ticket. He said, I did all that shit. He still gave me a ticket. He ticketed everybody. I got stopped by Agwater in 1977. I bought a brand new Lincoln Town Car with the porthole in the back, big long dark blue with gold stripes on the side, had gold interior, beautiful Lincoln Town Car. How I got that car, Abdullah the Butcher would go to a rent-a-car place, and this was what Abdullah the Butcher told me. He would get the Lincoln rent to buy.
Mm-hmm.
They would have that deal, rent to buy. But during the time you rent the car, during the time you buy the car, they pay for the insurance, they pay for everything. So you have full coverage. If the car breaks down, you take it back to them. They fix it. So until you pay that car off, they were responsible for that car. So you didn't have to pay. Yeah, you didn't have to pay for no car insurance. You didn't have to pay for no towing. You didn't have to pay for no nothing. You need new tires. They put new tires on it. It was called rent to buy.
Yeah.
Well, I paid at that time $600 a month, but it covered everything, including repairs. You know, I didn't have to pay for repairs or nothing.
Yeah.
It was still their car.
Right,
It was public.
right.
It was called rent to buy. And then after you pay the car off, then of course they give you a title. They're called rent to buy. So I got me this big Lincoln. So I'm driving, listening to James Brown. I'm driving down the highway. I feel good. I knew that I would. I feel good. I knew that I would. So good. So good. I got you. Yeah. He got me now. As soon as I said, I got you, the lights came off. I said, oh shit, he got me now. Agwater. So he said, first word out of his mouth, hey, Tony, I knew I would get you one day. He said, I saw you coming through here all the time with that big old Lincoln just racing through my town. He said, I ain't never caught you. He said, but I knew I was going to catch you. I said, yep, you got me tonight, sir. I said, you got me tonight. He gave me my ticket. I mailed in the money like most guys do. The next day, went to the post office, write out a little check there and mail him the money. But that was Agwater. And the boys, every wrestler that wrestled for the Mid-Atlantic had gotten a ticket for Agwater. Every wrestler that knows, know Agwater. I mean, we all knew Agwater.
Is that your guy? That Joe?
Yeah, that's Joe. Well, excuse me, I didn't mean to do that, but Larry's answering the phone with me. I got a guy that I'm doing a show for, and I just wanted to get some information. It's in Pennsylvania somewhere. so that sometime during this program or the next program, I like to let people know on this program, where I'm going to be, because people would like to know, where I'm going to be.
I need a
Because,
pen
you might want to meet me somewhere one day. So I always like to tell people where I'm going to be. But anyway, old Agwater, he must have gotten every wrestler, Ric Flair, you name the wrestler, they all got tickets by Agwater. Now, one thing that I learned as being a wrestler, policemen are our friends. You know, in every business you go to, you're going to have good, you're going to have bad, but the majority of the time, we depended on them guys. Them guys protect us going to and from the ring. They protect us when we was on the highway. So we was always in good faith with policemen. If you run up and down the highway, like we did. We made our living on the highway. So it's best to be friends with a state trooper to be enemy of all the state troopers. Because otherwise you have this many tickets at the end. Policemen are human beings just like us, and they treat you the way you want to be treated. If you're nice to them, so the old timer would tell me, every time you get stopped by a police officer, just be nice. He said 9 times out of 10, they will let you go. But if you get a hair up your butt, you know, you get in trouble. Speaking of getting a hair up my butt, now I love this guy to death. I love him. I love him. He's like a brother to me. Me and him, we still talk. We still do events together. Tommy Wildfire Rich. Now we're in Georgia, coming from Columbus one time, and back before they built the interstate from Atlanta to Columbus, Georgia, was all back roads. We went through all Ronald Robbins and all these little towns and stuff like that before they built the interstate that bypassed all of that stuff. So one day, me and Tommy, we were drinking beer. We started early. I mean, me and Tommy, we spoke about 5 or 6 doobies before we got to the building. So we was in cloud nine when we got to the building. Just smoking that weed. Oh yeah, everything looked beautiful. So we finally get to the building. Ole Anderson is mad as hell. Jim Barnett is the promoter. Ole said, "I'm gonna put your guys in the shower," and then Barnett go, "No, Ole, let them wrestle. I just like them when they wrestle when they high, because then they go crazy out there." So he saw Tito Santana sitting there. He said, "Tito," but he was gay. I'm not making fun of gay people. I got a lot of gay friends, a lot of gay friends. So it being gay don't bother me. Just like I'm the last guy to talk about somebody behavior. You're looking at a guy that let women step on his face with tennis shoes. So, we all have our thing. In fact, when you broke into this business, if you wasn't weird or didn't have something freakish about you, you was in the wrong business, because you was in dress with a bunch of freaks. Yeah, we all was crazy and freakish as hell. 'Cause that's what happens when you're on the road all the time. You start thinking about crazy things to do. But anyway, me and Tommy Rich, we made it to the town okay by getting stopped. Coming back, like I said, back then the speed limit was 55. Tommy got pulled over for doing 85 miles per hour. 85 miles per hour. So the cop pulled us over. When he opened up the door, it was like the car was on fire. All the smoke from the marijuana just rushed out all of a sudden into the cop's face. The cop is doing this so he can see. He can't even see us. He go, "Can y'all see in there?" Tommy said, "I can see well enough to drive this damn car. Why you ask?" He said, "Because I'm a policeman." He said, you coming through my town doing 85 and there's a 55 speed limit. Tommy said, "Well, I don't give a shit who you are." So Tommy get out the car. He want to fight the cop.
No.
He want to fight the cop.
Oh,
But the cop recognized Tommy. He said, "You wildfire." "Hell yeah, I wildfire and I'll whoop your ass out here." The cop said, "Wait, but calm down. I don't want to fight you." He said, "But I just want y'all guys to slow down a little bit." He said, "I watch you guys on TV." "Well, you watch us, you should be fucking with me, because I whoop you." Tommy's drunk as hell.
No shit, huh?
Tommy's all messed up. Tommy want to beat up this cop. So the cop said, "Are any of y'all sober enough to eat to drive?" And so Randy Collins, he won the Moondog.
Yep.
He said, no, but if we could get something to eat real fast, one of us was sobered up enough to drive. So he said, well, we're going to take this one downtown and let him sober up a little bit because Tommy want to fight everybody. You know, when Tommy got drunk, Tommy was a fighter. People don't know that. Tommy was fighting in a hot, drop of a heartbeat. He just loved to fight with this. That was just Tommy Rich. So he said, we're going to let him cool off downtown because Tommy, I whoop your ass. So finally, the guy, we were getting ready to go, and all of a sudden we turned around and we saw this.
Oh, jeez.
Tommy threw up on the cop.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
There was vomit from his neck all the way down to his crotch. Tommy go, well, okay, where are we going to go? So they take Tommy downtown. Me and Randy Collins and the other guy, I can't remember, I want to say it was Bill Howard, because I was with Bill Howard and Charlie Fortune a lot. Because he was the guy that was help training me on the road. Like I said, didn't have rescue, you learn on the road. So anyway, make a long story short, we went and got some eggs. In fact, Randy Collins, the Moondog, he always mentioned that. He said, man, was them eggs good? You know, when you're drunk.
Oh.
And then the lady made the egg just the way we like them. You know, everything was just perfectly made, the way we like it, you know. And we just bragged about how good that meal was. So anyway, we get down went back to pick up Tommy Rich. So Tommy was back there and you could hear him. Now we outside the building. Tommy inside in a jail cell.
Oh,
we're in the parking lot, we could hear Tommy. Tommy raising all type of hell up in there. So we come to the door, the guys, the police said, oh, I'm glad you guys back. Please, get him out of here. He said, get him out of here. He said, I wish I never brought him here. This is the first time a policeman arrested somebody and wish he hadn't done it. He said, I just wish I let him go about his business. He said, please get him out of here. And Tommy was a scrapper now. Even drunk, he could fight. So finally, Tommy came out and Tommy saw me. Tommy goes, all right, T, that's my boy there. That's my brother. Me and T, we're going to whoop all your asses. Get him, T. You know, he called me T.
Oh, yeah.
Get him, T. Get him. You beat him up, T. I'm going to Tommy, I ain't fighting no damn car. Come on, so we had to walk Tommy to the car.
Wow.
Now, Tommy, he was still drunk. We had sobered up because we ate. Now he want to fight us because he want to drive.
Oh,
Tommy,
Lord.
you can't drive that. This is my damn car. I'm going to drive. We let him drive. How we made it home, I have no freaking...
Because you guys were sober as hell and you watched like a mother.
No.
Oh,
Brother, I was scared to death.
What I'm saying is everyone...
And like I say, because you couldn't tell Tommy what to do.
Yeah.
You saw him fight with you in the car. Like let's say Tommy is driving. And Tommy, watch something there. You don't fucking tell me how to drive my car. This is my car. Don't be telling me how to drive. Tommy, okay, Tommy. Oh, okay, Tommy. You drive. So, no, you don't say nothing. We were sitting like this. This is what we were doing. We were like this going on. But we made it. How in the hell we made it, I don't know. But anyway.
Can I tell you, did you know that Johnny's name isn't Johnny Weaver?
What is Johnny Weaver's real name?
Kenneth Weaver.
Kenneth Weaver.
Yeah.
I wonder why they changed it to Johnny.
His middle name's Eugene. It isn't that either. You know, sometimes they pick their middle name or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But he had a hell of a partner there. His partner,
I never knew that.
Yeah, Nelson Raw was his partner. Yeah, him and Nelson Raw. They run a lot of titles together. But these are some of the stories that we went through. Now, today, if we had gotten stopped for having a 6-pack of beer, a bag of weed, drunk, stoned, driving 80 miles per hour, they would have put us in jail. We'd be on CNN. We got kicked out of wrestling. But like I said, time was different then. So I would say that you got away with a lot. I would say that we didn't take things so seriously back then. There was more important things for us to concentrate on than somebody driving, home stoned, or somebody getting in a fist fight, or somebody say something you don't like. We wasn't that thin skinned. Like I say in an early interview, it was not a business for someone that was thin skinned. If you was a black person and you didn't like to be called names, this was not the business for you. If you was a white person and you didn't like to be called names, this was not the business for you. If you was gay and you didn't like to be teased about being gay, this was not the business for you. Guys was able to take, and I say not only you had to be tough physically and handle yourself physically, you had to be tough inside too. I've seen guys get stabbed going to the ring, cut. In Boston, me and SD was wrestling some guys one time, and these fans, these guns that these people use that shoot rivets,
Oh, rivet guns?
rivet guns.
Oh,
They
yeah?
would shoot them into the ring on you.
Wow.
These things are red freaking
Yeah,
hot.
yeah.
And they would shoot these things. Another time in Boston, every wrestler used to hate wrestling in Boston. They used to hate it. It was the worst freaking town. The Boston got was the worst freaking place for a wrestler to go. You went with that at Puerto Rico. You went with your life in there. They would take balloons and urinate in a balloon and throw it and hit you with them.
I also heard bleach.
Bleach, whatever the hell they did.
Yeah.
They put bleach in a
Yeah.
balloon. They put paint in it, and they would throw these balloons and hit you in the freaking head. And now you wrestling, you smelling this guy urine the whole freaking match, and you could not go after this guy. One day, a guy threw uh, a balloon and hit me in the face and had urine in it, but I saw him. I went through the crowd and I grabbed this guy and I just shucked him and shucked him and shucked him and slammed him against the bleacher. Police came to arrest me. I said, but he attacked me first. Police said, I know. He said, but let me teach you this, Tony. If you had reported him first, I'll be arresting him. But he reported you first. With us, first come, first serve. He said, the next time that happened to you, instead of you taking him out of your own hand, he said, let us take care of it. So finally, the promoter talked to the guy, and the guy dropped the charge, and they ended up letting me go because the promoter pulled the guy aside and said, look, you can't do this. We don't want Tony going to jail. But I learned then that if I got into something, the first thing I do, I call the police, and then I beat you up.
Mm-hmm.
Just simple. Before I beat you up and not think about the police. But now what I do, I call the police first and look, this guy messed with me. I'm gonna have to defend myself. Now hang up the phone and I beat the crap out of you. Now I'm the one that made the first report. Now there is certain things that I talked about earlier about wrestling. One of the things that a lot of people don't know about wrestling is, like I said, to be a wrestler, you have to be strange. The stranger you are, the more the promoter like you. Now I'm going to have a special guest coming on, and I'm going to tell you a little something about me. Now, this special guest don't have no name. They're going to tell you who the name is. They don't have a face. You mama, Mr. I got to tell Larry this so that Larry could get this. This could come at the end of this tape so Larry could show y'all something. Don't be shocked.
Okay.
But anyway, some of the things that I told earlier about different wrestlers. When I first went into the wrestling business, I saw things that I'd never seen before in wrestling. I'd never been to orgy before. I saw orgies before. Uh, I seen homosexuality. Uh, but what surprised me about it was when you ride with a whole lot of these wrestlers, when you ride with a whole lot of these wrestlers, a lot of the wrestlers, when they got horny, they didn't care who they messed with. So you brought your wife to the matches. 9 times out of 10, one of the wrestlers would try to mess with your wife. Oh yeah, you know. If you bring your daughter, one of these old horny wrestlers would try to mess with your daughter. I have seen it. I was riding with one wrestler one time, and he said, and he was straight as an earl. I ain't gonna call his name because of his wife and family. When I talk these sexual things, I try not to tell the person's name. I tell you my thing, But I'm not going to tell you what Larry Hunter thing is. That's up to Larry to tell you. I'm not going to tell you what Ric Flair sexual hang-up is, or Tito Santana, or Greg Valentine. I'm not going to do that. But I would tell you about mine. Now, I hear a lot of people talking about my hang-up. And the reason I'm so open about me, because in the wrestling business, we sit around, we brag about this stuff. Hey man, I had this nice brawl the other night, and I did this, and I did this, and we did that. Sputnik Monroe used to carry a kit, like a suitcase. A suitcase. Had different gimmicks in it. We call it gimmicks.
Oh yeah.
What can I say it? Dildos?
You just did, brother.
Oh, dildos.
Yeah.
Yeah. People had these different sized dildos. So what he would do, he would get a girl in the room. Now all this was volunteer. I mean, we was all grown ups. I mean, there was no kids involved. We was grown ups, and we did things what grown ups did. So nobody looked down on nobody. We didn't look down on you because you was different than me. Nobody looked down on me because I was different than them. So I'm in the room with Sputnik Monroe. He opened up this suitcase. And he had different size dildos. One this long, one this long, one that big around, one that big around. And they had these battery operated. So he'd get the girl in there, and he'd go, with one. He put that one up, get the other one, one. And then he had one he called the General. It was thing like this. Now he'd get that thing going, sound like a chainsaw. It was like running a freaking jackhammer or something, And one day I asked some of the wrestlers, I said, why y'all do all this stuff? They said, well, the women love it. They said when they home with their husband, they do the same thing over and over and over and over and over, and they get bored to them, having sex with their husband or being with their husband. They love their husband, but they like being around the wrestler because we was all crazy. We was all crazy as hell. We was off the freaking
chart.
We was off the freaking chart there. So we didn't know, So like I said, we didn't watch TV. We didn't go out to movies. Our enjoyment was every night a 6-pack of beer, a bologna blowout, and a woman. Really, it was the alcohol, and the woman was really our main thing. We had parties in the room. We didn't go to nightclubs or something like. Once in a while, you stay in a hotel that got a bar downstairs, so all the guys would go down to the bar, but it was only so much you could do in a public bar because people are looking at you. So what you have to do, you have to make sure that that whatever we did was pretty decent. I'm gonna tell you some of the stuff other guys did in bars that got us kicked out of bars. But anyway, guys said, "Hey, Tony, what do you think about this?" I knew a guy that would have a girl to drink beer. And believe it or not, this guy still worked for Vince. He's a top guy too. He used to drink beer.
Yeah.
And come downstairs, get a 6-pack of beer, go upstairs. Come downstairs, get a 6-pack of beer, go back upstairs. And we sat there, I'm watching. I'm with a guy called Mario Savoti. Mario at that time was not a promoter. He was a referee.
Yep.
He was a referee. You're right now. He was a referee. So I said, Mario, he drink a lot of damn beer. I said, he ain't drinking it. I said, what is he doing? So come on, kid, I'll show you something. So we go upstairs, knock on the door. His partner is deceased now. Said, come on in. In fact, his partner's son became a wrestler. I wrestled with his partner's son. Y'all can figure out who this guy is later. So what this guy would do, he would have the girl to drink beer. Then he'd go and lay down in the bathtub.
Oh, no.
Yes. The girl would stand over top of him, and she urinated all over him. And he loved it. I had this other guy, like I said, I ain't calling none of these guys' names because a lot of them are still around. They got family, and I don't like doing that, telling people personal stuff. I tell you all day long about my personal stuff, but I don't like telling other people personal stuff. Some of the things that this guy, he would carry in his kit, a whoop, a powder with a hole in it. Had a hole in the powder. I said, what the hell you do with all that stuff? He had a whoop, handcuffs, and all this and that stuff. What he do, he get women to tie him up and beat him until he bleed. Got to draw blood. One day, I don't know if the girl got drunk or she ran out or what. We left him at the hotel. So later the promoter said, "Where the hell is he?" So the promoter called the hotel. She said, "Oh, we just put him on the bus. On the bus, yeah, he got to take the bus because he was riding with another wrestler, but the guy couldn't find him." What happened was the girl handcuffed him to the bed. She forgot to handcuff him. So when the maid opened the door, it this guy all stretched out like a cross, nacky as a jaybird, with a black leather mask over his face.
Oh no!
And bleeding. Because she just got through whooping him, got all these whoops all across him. It's like he's all stretched out of the bed like this. So the maid didn't know what to do. She didn't know whether to call the manager or call the police or call the what do you call the people come get crazy folks. She didn't know who the hell to call. So finally she went and told the manager. The manager knew who the wrestler was, so he had to go up and let him out. So finally they took him to the bus station. He called a cab and went to the bus station and caught the bus. And went to the next town. He was late for the show and everything. And then the guys met up. But that was wrestling.
Yeah.
And the wrestler we love hearing these stories. Now, before it get too late, how much time I got left, Lance?
We got 20 minutes.
We got 20 minutes. Now, who was the other?
I want to something that's weird. Klondike Bill.
Klondike Bill.
That's my birthday.
What's your birthday?
December 1st.
December the 1st.
Yeah.
And Klondike Bill's birthday is
December the 1st.
December the 1st also.
Yeah. I was just rolling through some stuff and went,
wow. And when was Klondike Bill born? Because I rode a lot with Klondike.
1931. He's 40 years older than I am. So
1931.
He would have been 90 this year.
Now, Klondike Bill had an old saying that I use all the time. And one of the old sayings that Klondike Bill used to have, you are the captain of your own ship there, good buddy. You are the captain of your own ship. And that's where I learned what's called responsibility. Because he was the type of guy that if you make a decision, you have to live by the decision you make.
Yep.
He was always telling me, you are the captain. I asked Klondike questions. I said, Klondike, what about this? Well, you're the captain of your own ship there now, good buddy. You're the captain of your own ship. But he was very close with George Scott and Sandy Scott because they all came from Canada. How big was Klondike?
Oh, said he's only 6 foot, but he was 365 pounds.
6 feet, 365 pounds.
Damn!
That was a big man. Now Larry gonna take a little break. Now I gotta introduce my next guest. Now, like I said, to be a wrestler back in the old days, you have to be strange. And Tony Atlas is strange. Now I hear the story of that CM Punk was on this program. CM Punk was on this program. I'm trying to get things all straightened out so y'all can meet my next guest. And CM Punk told a story. And the story CM Punk told, I know y'all probably have heard the story. The story that CM Punk told was this. When in 2006, they put me in the WWE Hall of Fame in 2006. Then 2007, they put me on what's called a Goodwill Ambassador contract, where I would go around and talk to the wrestlers. Well, they sent me to Ohio Valley. Ohio Valley was a training center for most of the wrestlers. Sheamus was there during that time. Natalia, Nighthawk was there. So a lot of the wrestlers y'all see on TV at that time went through this. Mark Henry went through it. Shelton Benjamin went through Ohio Valley. So I didn't know who CM Punk was because I got away from wrestling. I didn't know anything about the wrestling program. So what ended up happening was after the match was all over with, there was another wrestler called Robert Gibson. He was one of the Larry? The Rock and Roll Express, right? Rock and Roll Express.
Him and Ricky Morton.
Him and Ricky Morton, the Rock and Roll Express. But anyway, they had made him a trainer at Ohio Valley. So anyway, after I did my speech and everything, I sat and watched the matches. And later on, Robert Gibson comes to me and said, "You know that guy?" I said, what guy? The one with all that tape on his arm. Look, I got 2 broken arms. He said, I don't like that guy. He said, he got an attitude. He said, you need to straighten that guy out, son. I said, oh, okay, what do you want me to do? He said, you need to talk to him, Tony. So I went up to CM Punk. I go, hey, Punk, is that your name? He goes, yeah. I go, why you got all that tape right now? He said, well, I'm drug free, and the X's and stuff mean that I'm drug free. So I repeated to him, I said, to most people, they would think you got 2 broken arms. And Punk said, oh, well, yeah. He said, but that's my thing. I said, oh, yeah, I understand it. So I walked away. Later on, as I was talking, CM Punk, I did, like I said, I didn't know who he was. So everybody was all excited to see CM Punk. So it was disturbing my speech. So I look up in the stand, I said, hey, why don't y'all shut the fuck up, or I'll come up here and shut your mouths for you. CM Punk said, you know who I am? I said, I don't give a shit who you are. I said, shut your freaking mouth while I'm talking, because Vince sent me here to tell you guys what not to do. I said, if y'all listen to me, you won't make the same mistakes I made. I said, I threw away millions of dollars being stupid. So I'm trying to tell y'all how not to be stupid. So just show me enough respect to just be quiet while I'm talking. Well, anyway, CM Punk was on this program I saw a couple of weeks ago, and he said that Tony Atlas is the type of guy that like for women to walk on his face with heels. Now, with CM Punk, heels may be great. With Tony Atlas, every time I see a woman with a pair of heels on, I think about church. Because the way I was raised, the only time a woman put on a pair of high heel sneakers, every time they put on a pair, they will be going to church. So when I see a woman with high heels, see a woman with high heels on, I think about church. So for everybody that CM Punk talked to, well, I still got time. Now my guest only gonna be here for a short time, but my guest will be back more time than one. So I wonder. Now I can't say her name real good, but I want to introduce y'all for the first time what Tony Atlas like. Not what somebody told you I like. Not what somebody said, oh, Tony got a foot fetish. Tony do not have a foot fetish. I don't like toes. I don't want to look at toes. People don't take care of the toes. Some people got ugly toes. I saw a woman today with toes so ugly, it looked like something going on an alligator. I don't want to see them old alligator teeth. They don't paint the toenail. They don't cut the toenail. They don't do nothing with the toes. So I don't want to look at them old toes until you take care of your toes. So if you got toes, take care of your toes. But I do like, and her name is
Master Clutchy.
That's
It
went out. Larry, it went out. Did you hit something?
No.
It just went blank. It just blank.
It went white actually. Nobody touched anything.
Didn't touch nothing.
Lost connection. But the connection shouldn't have anything to do with
You
it.
said they cut me off because I'm talking to. We lost y'all for a few minutes there.
Yeah, it's back on.
Oh, good. Yep. Now, her name is
Master Clutchy.
Coochie. This is Coochie here. This is my friend. You know how what's his name? Mankind. He got what, Larry? Mr. Sacco. This is Mrs. Sneakers. Master Coochie. Say hi to the fan. Just wave at him. See that? This is Tony thing. Now, sometime when Tony is in a bad mood and he wants something to do, every now and then he would get see that? Ain't that cool? Now, all you guys that would not let Mrs. Coochie play with y'all are nuts. So this is Tony Atlas behind all these trophies. Now, one time a guy said something, and then one of the things that the guy took and said, something. He said, if y'all can see. If y'all can see Larry's face right now, Larry say, what the hell he gonna do with that sneaker?
I wonder what the hell you gonna say.
This is what Tony Atlas like. Slip on sneaker. See, when I was a kid, if you wore tie-up shoes, shoes you tie up, that was for men. That was a man's shoe. Men's have laces. Women's shoes don't have laces. So this, y'all going to see more of her. This is Kalisha.
Clutchy.
Cooch.
Clutchy.
Say it again.
Clutchy.
Say it loud.
Clutchy.
Clutchy.
You ever heard of the game Clue?
Clue.
Chi.
Clutchy.
There you go.
This is Clutchy. So everybody say hi to Clutchy. Say hi, Clutchy.
Hi, Clutchy.
That's a Clutchy. Now to most of y'all, to most of y'all would think that I'm strange. I think that you are all strange. Because in the wrestling world, the promoter will look for someone that is strange. If you look, when I first walked in the dressing room, half of the guys there looked like something out of the Twilight Zone. You know, uh, cauliflower ears, scars all over the head. You know, like I say, I got we cut hair like Abu the Butcher standing there with these big, not cuts, Larry, but what? Gashes.
Yeah.
Carlos Colon, gashes in the head. Bruiser Brody, big gashes in the head. So guys would try to do whatever they can to make themselves look as weird, as crazy as possible. So all the wrestlers started like me once they found out that Tony Atlas had what you call a shoe fetish. In fact, tell you a quick story. One day, I'm on an airplane with the Barbarian. And the Barbarian was telling the other wrestler about my shoe fetish, how I lay down, let women step on me, and this and that stuff. So what ended up happening was he went and talked to airline stewards. Now we are what 35,
Yeah.
35 miles,
35,000
feet in the air. Larry, bring that over there to me. Yeah, 35 miles or something in the air. So now this is in the 70s. Yeah, the chair where you sat down.
Oh.
This is in the 70s. So in the 70s, like I said, you could do a lot of stuff in the 70s that we got kicked out of, not kicked off the plane then. We probably got kicked off out of the airport, could never fly again or nothing.
So
some
arrested too.
would have got arrested too. Somehow or way or another, he got this girl to step on my face on the airplane. So I lay down in the aisle there, lay down in the aisle, and lay down the aisle. The girl walked on me in the aisle, right on the airplane. All the passengers are sitting there. The passengers sitting there looking at this girl walk up and down on me in the aisle. But this was the '70s. We could get away with it. Another time I ride with SD Jones, it was snowing outside. We was in Poughkeepsie, New York, and we had to go out the back door. And they had these big, when you shovel the snow, you get these big high snow piles and everything. So SD is walking. He's thinking I'm with him, but I'm I stopped to talk to this young girl that had these nice shoes on. So I'm laying down in the snow. I lay down in the snow, and then SD came looking for me. All he saw was his head going back and forth, but the snowbank was up to here, so all you could see was from here up of the girl. And the head is going back and forth, just like this, back and forth, just like this. So SD walked up to the girl, because he hadn't looked down yet. He said, "Hey, have you seen Tony Atlas?" The girl go. SD looked over the snowbank. There I was, laying on the ground, the girl walking all up and down on me, just like this. SD laughed, went back to the dressing room. All the boys laughed about it. And then even now today, I go somewhere. Hey, Tony, you still doing that? You still doing your thing? I've been on shows with Larry before. He come back to the dressing room. And I'm laying down. Some girls walking up and down on me and everything. Another time, let me see. This is the funny time. It was a guy called Arnold Skolin.
Oh yes.
Arnold Skolin.
Yep.
And I was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Somebody took a picture of it, believe it or not. And this lady now, she's probably about in her 60s. This is about everybody that walked on me now, she's in her 60s and 70s. But anyway, me and her was talking about this last week because, she remembered the time that she did it. And as she got this girl to walk on me, her name was Dawn. And when Allentown, Pennsylvania. Well, anyway, I'm in the dressing room. And Skolin, they used to get back in the old days, you get in advance. on your pay.
Yep.
So he would give you $100, give you $200, advance or something. So he said, I told him earlier,
A
I said,
draw.
huh?
A draw.
A draw was like an advance on
Yep,
your pay.
yep.
A draw. You're right, like a draw, what they call it, a draw.
I
But
agree.
I call it advance because they deduct it from your pay.
Right.
So anyway, make a long story short, Scola said, yeah, I got Tony, but my name was on the list to get a draw. So he said, where's Tony? I said, he's in the back of the building. So he's walking the back of the building, I'm out in the parking lot. The girl is walking on me. So the girl is standing on my chest. Scola bent over, give me my money. I tuck it in my trunk. I'm still laying down on the ground with the girl standing on me.
In your trunks?
I put my money in my trunks.
He
He give me the pen, because you have to sign for
Yep.
it. I'm still laying on the ground. I sign for my thing. Give the thing back to Scola. Scola said, hey, what's your name? So she said, my name is Don. Yeah. Oh, nice meeting you. They shake hands. He walked away.
Oh, well, just Tony.
That was common. We didn't criticize people for what they like or for what they dislike. As long as what you did didn't hurt nobody, we was good with that. As long as you didn't bother nobody, we was good at that. The promoter only asked you to do one thing. Keep your mouth shut, do as you're told, and don't be late.
That's 3.
That's the only 3 things I do.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your mouth shut, do as you're told, and don't be late. I did none of that. None of it. I ran my mouth, but if something was wrong, I opened my big old mouth up. Ronnie Piper tells a story in his book about when Pat Palliser became the booker and Vince Jr. took over the WWF and later became WWF. He turned around and he was telling us about, Hulk Hogan was there. So the houses were freaking sky high because Hogan was there. So what ended up happening is when all the boys were bitching in the dressing room earlier about their pay. So I'm going to be the spokesman for the wrestlers. So as D. Jones said, Tony, make sure you don't say nothing. Make sure you don't say nothing. Yeah. So then I'm sitting there, I'm listening to Vince talk about what we're gonna do and all this and that stuff. I just have to disobey orders. I said, hey Vince, SD Jones go. He go, oh no. As soon as he saw me raise my hand, SD go, Alfred Seeker look at each other like the Alfred Seeker just turned right, looking right at each other like, oh Lord, here we go. I said, Vince, how come the house is going up, but not our paychecks? So Vince McMahon Jr. said, well, Tony, it cost me more money to do this, cost me more money to do that. I have to pay for this, I have to pay for that, more for advertising, more for this, and this and that. I gave him a whole song and dance. Piper put in his book that a month later, everybody got a raise.
Except you.
But Tony Atlas, he got fired. So any of you WWE guys right now, go to a meeting with Vince McMahon. We ask, do anybody have any question? Don't have no question. They're not asking you for your advice. They just checking to see who's with them or who against them. Because they figure if you talking now, what you going to be doing later? You see? So one of the things we learned when they had these meetings, the meeting wasn't for the boys. The meeting was really to make sure that we are on board. So they say, anybody got any question? Keep your mouth shut. The promoter said, Tony, I want you to go in the ring. I want you to put Larry Hunter over in 5 minutes, or I want you to put over Coochie. If you want to, the thing you have to do is just do it. No question asked. Because they like for the ship to go like this. They don't like them bumps. You worry them. If you're late for a show, they're afraid to put you on top. I hope he don't mind I'm telling this story, but there was a couple of things that Hulk Hogan told me, and I never forgot. And this when he was a big star. Hulk Hogan said, I have seen a lot of people, Tony, work their way from the bottom to the top. He said, you're the first person I met that worked their way from the top to the bottom. I started off on top because of my physique. So they, like I told saying earlier, I was making money, you know, $75,000 a year back in them days is what today, Larry?
In what year?
1975. I made $75,000 that year. That's my first year in wrestling. First year in wrestling. So in today's time, there got to be a lot more money. So I know that was my smallest year in wrestling. I got up to where I was making $350,000 a year. So it came so easy to me, I lost appreciation. That's why I'm glad we're doing these Thanksgiving shows to teach people about appreciation.
$75,000 is equivalent today of $382,000.
Say that again, Larry.
$75,000 in 1975 is equivalent to $382,000.
$383,000 in today's money. In today's money, 380. That's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
That's a lot of money. So, but I didn't appreciate it. It came too easy. So anything we work for, anything we hustle for, you got a much more appreciation for it. When we don't have much time left, I want everybody to have a very, very happy Thanksgiving, along with my good friend, stick your head in here, Larry, along with my good friend Larry Hunter, and my special guest, Miss Coochie. So this is
hold on. Scranton Comic-Con. You are going to see Tony Atlas at the Scranton Comic-Con at the Radisson Hotel in Scranton, Pennsylvania, Sunday, November 11th from 10 to 4. Come on out and see Mr. USA, Tony Atlas.